Hi everybody, just wanted to jump on really quickly to tell you about cramp. So lots of us get cramp during class, and I wanted to just make sure that I can help you understand why we get cramp sometimes. So 90% of the time it's to do with dehydration. So if it's happening in the body anywhere other than the feet, it's generally to do with the fact that you are dehydrated. So you may have, like this morning, you may have had a cup of tea, maybe a coffee, and then come straight to class without drinking anything else. We did a power walking class. Perhaps my lady didn't drink quite enough water throughout that class. And then we did a stability ball on Pilates on the stability ball. And one of those positions, or several times, she was finding that she was getting cramp in her leg. So I wanted to be able to explain to her why that was happening, and I didn't have the information to hand in here. So I've come home, I've looked into it more, and I wanted to deliver it to her and to anyone else who wants to know. So yeah, if it's happening, generally it's because you are dehydrated. That is probably the main reason. There are other factors, but that would probably be the big one right up there, is that you are actually dehydrated. And the ways that we can tell that we're dehydrated is by obviously looking at your urine. Make sure that it's clear. If it's still quite dark, then you're dehydrated. You can pinch your skin. If it's kind of bouncing back, you know that you're hydrated enough. But if it's sort of a bit, not coming back, bouncy, then you probably need to get more water into you. Okay. If it's cramp in the feet, it's most likely that it's your foot position. And I know in Pilates we tend to point our feet. If we're doing sort of where we're moving, getting that hip mobility going, we're brushing the leg forward and back. I sort of say point the toe. Actually, if that's uncomfortable, flex the foot. Flexing the foot will activate more muscles in your leg, in your hamstrings, in your glutes anyway. So, come out of the position if it starts to feel like it, because you can sometimes tell when cramp's coming on. Release the foot, flex it, wiggle the toes, and that should take the pain away and relieve the cramp, definitely. So yeah, over pointing the toes, flex the foot and wiggle it to get rid of that. If there's any nerve damage in the leg, maybe if you're getting cramp in the leg, that can cause cramp. So always firstly, grab a drink, then flex your foot. Wiggle, flex into the muscle as well. So if it is down the back of the leg and you're flexing the foot, you're going to feel that as well. That will hopefully help to release it. Muscle spasm might happen if you're overworking the area. So for example, if you were doing a bicep curl and you're lifting really heavy and it's repetitive, you're doing lots and lots and lots of reps, you might overwork it and the muscle might go into spasm. Muscle spasm and cramp are slightly different, but they feel the same. So or feel at least very similar, but that can happen if you overwork an area. And it's the same with the legs. If you're overworking, you might find that muscle's just going, no, and you need to rest. Just rest, have a drink, and then come back in. So rest is really, really important. So yeah, there might be scar tissue in that area, which can influence sort of nerve damage, scar tissue, or a previous injury. You might find that you cramp more in that area. And if you do suffer with varicose veins, then you can be prone to get to cramp more often in those areas as well. So unfortunately, that's something that as women do get a lot of sometimes, is varicose veins. And you can also get, just to say for Tina, I know you were feeling a little bit of heat there today in your leg. And evidence does show that a little bit of sort of heat and sort of slight burning in that area and discomfort is quite normal, and it's a normal symptom of having varicose veins, so nothing to worry about. But if you do have any concerns, obviously go to your GP, speak to your doctor about it. You can be diagnosed with having varicose veins. It's just whether they then decide to give you any treatment for it or not, and I don't know anything about that. So but if it's uncomfortable, if you're getting lots of burning, lots of cramping, if it's keeping you awake at night, things like that, go to your doctor and speak to them about it, okay? So yeah, the main causes of cramp: overuse of the muscle. If you're putting too much strain on that muscle and not resting it enough, you may be holding in a position for too long, so you need to come out of it and come back into it. And again, if that happens, if you're getting cramp, say if you were doing like the Superman, and you suddenly got cramp into the back of your thigh, you'd just come out of it, perhaps come onto your bottom, lengthen the leg forward, flex the foot, stretch into the back of that leg, really flex and point and wiggle the toes. That should help to relieve it. Yeah, so holding position for a prolonged amount of time, that will happen. And simply over the work in the area. But the main thing is the hydration. That was the key thing that sort of I got from what I've learned, is that if you're not hydrated, you will more than likely get cramp. And especially during something like Pilates again, where we sort of lengthen the limbs, we're sort of lengthening the muscles and holding positions, and yoga, holding positions for longer. So, but if it's happening in the toes, sometimes it's to do with your foot position. So, or if it's cramping in your feet, so just ease off. You know, if I, as your instructor, say to you, point your toe, point it, but don't over point. So don't really extend through those toes, and because you'll know if cramp is coming. So there's not really much more to say on cramp, but the key thing is water. Get that water in, hydrate before your class, during your class, and definitely after your class as well. So keep that little sips of water going all the way through. I hope that helped a little bit. I was disappointed in myself this morning that I couldn't just give you that information right there and then, but I'm going to cut myself some slack and say that I've been learning so much, trying to take on all this different information. But yeah, cramping, thanks for bringing that to my attention, Tina. It happens a lot in class and it's made me more aware of it. So I hope that was helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.